these guarantees will make a difference in the life of the ordinary people. Now, there are a lot of calculations. Even the opposition is making a lot of cry. In fact, they are saying it is like the government will become the bankruptcy. How do you address all these issues, and how do you say it is making some the feelers, good feelers for the people?
Opposition should make more noise. I welcome them. Already the Honorable Prime Minister has said that Karnataka government will be bankrupt. I don't want to comment on that, but one question I would like to ask. If Karnataka government it is so strong than the Madhya Pradesh government. They have a BJP government there. Why the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister is announcing the same scheme? Why other states are doing it? We have given a leaf out of our experiences. We can do it. We want the people of the state should be happy. It is 7 crore people. In that 7 crore, 1,45,000 families, houses into 2 or into 3. More or less 70-80% of the people are one or the other way they have been influenced and they have been helped out of the schemes. Are they not financially sound? Are their savings up to right? So every day their pickpocket has stopped. Instead of she paying 100 rupees for a gas, for a petrol from 60 rupees to 90 rupees, 100 rupees. At least with this money of rice, transportation, 2,000 rupees, power bill, her life has been saved. She has gone to the Marwadis and kept all the gold jewelry, kept in the bank. What all scams are going on? We want to save. We want them to be happy. One more thing, you should also know that. I want you to make a debate on this. Why the more economically stronger people, businessmen, are shifting out of this country? A debate has to be conducted by your channel. Why? How many number? What is the reason? They are going to Dubai, Saudi, Australia, X, Y, Z.
What do you think? What might be the reason?
See, our people who have been earned a lot, they are shifting with their economical strength out of the country. If they are here, we get more employment. If they invest here, we get more money. Money circulates. All these things has to be debated. The BJP has to reply to this. The farmers are suffering, common man is suffering. We are waiving crores of rupees on the name of NCLT, name of one-time settlement. What we have done to the farmers of the state? What we have done to the small entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, road street vendors? Nothing we have done.
Now, your guarantee, the word guarantee, has become the new trend in the politics, not only in Karnataka, even in the nation politics as well. Prime Minister Modi himself has coined the new word called it is Modi's guarantee. Do you think that guarantee or your guarantee scheme will make a lot of difference in the national politics as well?
See, Modi has not given guarantee, it is the Congress party has given guarantee. Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Priyanka Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi came and gave guarantee. That is the Congress guarantee. Our guarantee, our scheme, our concept, they are trying to take out and let them help. I don't want them to stop on, let them use it. It is because Congress party gave them independence, gave them freedom, gave them democracy, they are the leaders. If Congress party had not given independence or democracy, no BJP leaders would have become the leaders today. Their voice would have been in the bottom of the soil. Now they are so straight, so strong, so powerful, because we gave them democracy, we gave them education, we gave them strength, and their strength has been poured on us. Yes, it is a cycle, we are accepting it. Sun which rises has to come down. By evening, it will happen.
And whatever the allegation or a comment the BJP leaders are making on the guarantee scheme, do you think that is the acknowledgement for your work, or do you think that is the acknowledgement for your guarantee?
No, it is not an acknowledgement. They are propagating our scheme. They are making more sound. They are telling to the people about the guarantee. At least they didn't have voice. Inner field, all their workers are telling, you fellow, you people do not do, they have done it. They are shouting at them. That is why they are not able to appoint a leader of the opposition in still 100 days. That is their big strength.
Now even Madhya Pradesh, even in Chhattisgarh and even Rajasthan and many other parts, the same kind of a offering and same kind of a the showcase that what you have done in the name of the guarantee, that is doing the lot of rounds in those states as well. How do you see this? Do you think it is we think that it is a brainchild of DK Shivakumar guarantee scheme, one of the brainchilds of the DK Shivakumar. Are you happy with the things are going in Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh?
See, I am telling you, we want people of the country should be happy. Who have been pained, who have been pickpocketed, who are suffering, they should be happy. 75% of the people are downtrodden. They should, economically, their mental strength, financial strength should be strong.
And let's come back to the transparency, the issue. Now already within 100 days there are a lot of allegations made by the opposition on you, especially on the corruption issues, corruption charges and the transparency. H.D. Kumar Swamy himself has shown that the pen drive, and he made an allegation and he got a commitment from the government to implement if there is any serious allegation in his pen drive. How do you see this one? The transparency issue, corruption charges against you?
I don't know what is pen drive. Only my eyes can see, your eyes can see. What is in your pocket, I don't know. Whether the snake, when a snake comes out only, you will know whether what type of snake it is. In snakes, there are hundreds type of snakes. So let me see first. Let me show to the public what snake he has. We'll discuss later.
What about the BJP charges you want to make on them? Because they are saying that there is no the transparency in the government, and especially they are making allegation on the transfer issue.
Let BJP forms its leader of the house, leader of the opposition. Then let them talk. A party without a leaderless.
Okay. There are a lot of expectation from your government apart from the guarantees, especially in the urban sector. When we speak about the Bangalore is the hub of lot of things, whether it's industry, whether it's the software or educations. What is your dream about the Bangalore? How do you create a new brand Bangalore within India?
I know that with passion I have taken this responsibility. I know that the entire world is looking Bangalore, India through Bangalore and Karnataka. We want to make it a model city. It is not a well-planned city, but still the governance, the traffic, the solid waste management, the mobility, all the issues we have to sort it out. I am attending day by day. I am just traveling to all places. More than 30-40 visits I have done it from within 100 days spent. I can't change overnight. It is not a magic box which some point of time they did some thing on the road. We have to do it in a proper way with a proper foundation to it. So
do you have a plan for that one?
Definitely we have a plan, and many investors have come forward to invest in Bangalore, change Bangalore, to help Bangalore. That is the strength what I could see in Bangalore.
We'll speak on the irrigation. See, especially Mekedatu is the one project that you dreamt of. You did a lot of things. In fact, Padayatra and a lot of political exercise were also there. Now, what is the end solution? How you are going to implement that one?
I did not dream of it. It is my desire. It is my desire. It is my commitment. It is my dedication that people of the state should utilize the water in a proper way, sufficiently. They should be helped. The farmers are the soul of any economy. So we want the water should not go to the sea. It should be back to the lands. They should be helped of it. We should generate power. We should generate more economy, and we should see that the farmers' crops have been saved and they are financially strong. That is why we are looking at this Mekedatu project on Kaveri Basin.
Is it going to implement very smoothly, because there is a lot of repercussion from the Tamil Nadu as well? There are a lot of legal hurdles, legal challenges from the legal arena. So how you are going to implement that Mekedatu?
I think some good day will prevail, good sense will prevail, either on the state government of Tamil Nadu or on the judiciary. They will know the fact, and someday they will give us strength to see that this Mekedatu dam not only help us, for us it helps only 10%, 90% it helps Tamil Nadu.
One last questions. On the occasion of 100th day, what is your commitment to the people of Karnataka? What you want to say to the people of Karnataka? In our
I have a commitment. We have already committed. Just today, myself, Chief Minister, we went to the goddess of this state, Chamundi. Whatever we had spoken before the election, whatever we had promised the goddess to give us strength to implement our programs, to implement 5 guarantees. Today we have gone, we have prayed, we have offered our offerings, 2,000 rupees to the goddess Chamundi, to ask her to pray us, bless us. I think we will take it forward. Whatever we have done, we are going to look at the socio-economic status of the state and the country.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. Thank you, sir. These are the words of Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, sir.
Well, that was in fact D.K. Shivakumar, who was putting it about the 5 guarantees that the Congress has in fact promised in Karnataka, and they're going to in fact launch one of those flagship programs, that is a Gruha Lakshmi program that envisages for around rupees 2,000 to be given to the women of every household. Around 1.28 crore women are said to have in fact enrolled. The numbers could go up to 1.33 crores is what is being said right now, and that flagship rollout will happen today. Rahul Gandhi has been in Karnataka. He's in Mysuru, where this particular program is going to be rolled out as well. Kharge, the AICC chief, is also there in Mysuru. It is supposed to be one of the biggest programs that has been rolled out when it comes to the governments in the country. 32,000 crore is said to be the kind of money that is associated with it to be spent annually from the exchequer. Questions also being asked whether it is financially viable and whether Karnataka will be able to ensure that its finances are met with these 5 schemes. Well, this is supposed to be their flagship scheme, and Rahul Gandhi did give a reaction on this. Let's in fact listen into what Rahul Gandhi said when coming in to launch this particular Gruha Lakshmi scheme.
पूरा लद्दाख जानता है कि चाइना ने हमारी जमीन हड़प ली, तो ये मैप की बात तो बड़ी गंभीर है, मगर इन्होंने जमीन तो ले ली है, तो उसके बारे में भी प्रधानमंत्री को कुछ कहना चाहिए.
Well, that was in fact when he came down for the Gruha Lakshmi scheme, and he spoke about China as well, where he spoke about how the issue about China building up presence in Aksai Chin region, and he also says that in Ladakh that it is quite well known that the people know there that China has been nibbling at Indian territory. So as he was speaking about going for that launch, he just spoke about China as well. Well, to discuss some more about this, we have with us Basavaraj Itnal, senior journalist, who in fact joins us, and also Vajiullah, who also joins us on this. Meanwhile, let us take a look at how Karnataka was completely decked up for this entire event and its launch. Now, this scheme is going to be launched from Mysuru, and you can see the highways that have been completely decked up when it comes to that particular aspect as well. Just take a look at how the entire boards have been coming up on Bengaluru-Mysuru highway as well. It has all the leaders from the local Congress leaders as well as there, the Siddaramaiah as well as D.K. Shivakumar joining hands together, huge billboards that have been set up, and all this is the kind of preparation that has been made for the Gruha Lakshmi scheme launch, and Karnataka government seems to be in fact ensuring that the right kind of approach is in fact taken when it comes to ensuring that scheme is also a kind of a launch for their campaigning for 2024 as well. This is the second scheme that in fact targets women. The first one also being free bus ride for women in Karnataka, which is said to have had its own logistics involved in it, and at the same time many also questioned as to whether KSRTC will be able to bear the brunt of it. But at the same time, the scheme has turned out to be quite popular, with several women in fact taking on to those buses. Well, as I said, we are joined in by Vajiullah, my colleague, as well as Mr. Basavaraj Itnal, senior journalist, who joins us on News 9. Well, these are visuals of Rahul Gandhi, in fact, reaching Mysuru, and of course being welcomed by Surjewala and DK Shivakumar, the Deputy Chief Minister of the state, and other Congress leaders, all welcoming Rahul Gandhi at Mysuru for that big launch of Gruha Lakshmi scheme. 5 schemes is what the Congress had guaranteed for in their election manifesto. One was with regards to 200 units of electricity, one for 10 kgs of rice to BPL. What most of these schemes had to be in fact modified as well, keeping in line to what it is. KG George also present at the reception party over there. KG George is also a senior minister in the Karnataka cabinet. And we have Rahul Gandhi's visuals coming in as he in fact is welcomed by the Congress team, by the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka as well, and we have KC Venugopal accompanying Rahul Gandhi as well. Well, let me get in my colleague Vajiullah. Vajiullah, Gruha Lakshmi scheme looks like a big fanfare event that the Congress has planned in Karnataka.
Good morning, Varghese. Well, you're right. It is going to be a fanfare event. It's going to be a mega gathering of people. Close to 1 lakh people are expected at this launch of the Gruha Lakshmi in Mysuru. As the visuals have spoken, Rahul Gandhi has arrived, and the other top leaders of the Congress are also reaching Mysuru. And the police over there has put restriction from between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So you can imagine how big the event is going to be. Hundreds of buses, KSRTC buses have been deployed to bring in people from Mandya, from nearby places of Ramnagara, uh, and other adjoining areas of Mysuru, from Chamundi. So you can expect a big gathering from the Congress now. This is also a sort of show of strength, but the Congress has maintained that this is a government program and it's not a sort of show of strength, but a gathering which has more than 1 lakh people is surely a way of showing strength. And this is the launch of one of their guarantees which were pending. So it's been more than 100 days, and this was one of the guarantees that was supposed to come out on the 30th of August. Actually, the event was first to happen at Belgavi, but then it was shifted to Mysuru, keeping the logistics in mind. So now the program is happening in Mysuru, and the only other program that is left is the Yuva Nidhi, which, as per the government, that has told us it's going to happen in December. So, keeping in mind with today's program, as you can see, the bandobast, the police officers are keeping a check on all the preparations that have been done there. And this is going to be a massive event where the Prime Minister, where the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah with DK Shivakumar will be rolling out 2,000 rupees to females in the household uh, who are taking care of the family, and close to 1.38 lakh people are going to benefit. So you can imagine how big an event this will be for them, and how much of it they will try to milk out of this, because they will try to show they will try to show everything possible to make sure that the people believe that these guarantees
Well,
are
Vajiola, I
implemented.
mean, the
And as you
guarantees
can
is
see, all
fine,
this
but
being done.
you know, the opposition has been speaking about this. The opposition has been speaking about how these guarantees are going to be problematic in the long run on the exchequer. Does Karnataka generate so much of revenue to actually be giving it out? But I think Siddaramaiah, who's also handled finance for a long time, understand those numbers. And he did say that, do you know what is the revenue of Karnataka? This is the revenue of Karnataka. Do you think we won't be able to do this? And then after that, you're talking about that to fund the scheme, you have to go to the ST fund to actually fund some of those schemes. That is something that again has put a kind of a hole into that claim. So the opposition seems to be saying that this is not going to last the long. It's only an event for a launch. That's it.
Well, yes, time and again the opposition has voiced out its concern over these 5 guarantees. They've also come out with a booklet, a 100-page booklet, saying that the entire guarantees is a flop plan, but it's going to bring a lot of loss to the exchequer. But the government also, if you see during the announcement at the budget, had made it clear that a lot of development programs will be hit, but they will make sure that these are compensated in the coming few days. But as of now, this year they are going to concentrate on these 5 schemes, and they are trying to come up with other alternatives to generate the money. Now, a few of these things that come to light are prominent is the 20% hike in the excise. Now, this is somewhere or the other a way to generate more money from what they used to. The excise alcohol shop owners have already gone on to say that increasing prices will hit business, but the government thinks the otherwise, that it may not affect some land. Deal schemes have also been introduced to make sure that the revenue is maintained. But yes, it's not. It won't be wrong to say that in the last 100 years, the government had not had problems with regards to their financial budget. We've seen how contractors have also protested, saying that they've not been given money for developmental work, and a lot of pending money has to be given to them, and the government is also finding it difficult to compensate to that. That was a huge hue and cry a few days back. Then we also saw ministers writing letter, which later was debunked by the Congress, but it gives you an highlight of what is happening at the back of things. Well, the government is very clear that they are managing the finances, and it will not affect the developmental work. But if you look at the reality of it, yes, if you're spending close to 65,000 crores, 20, 30, 25, 20% of the state's budget into programs of five guarantees, well, it is bound to hit. But how the government is going to compensate all these things in the next few days? Will they be able to bring the seesaw in the right in the center position? Is something that only time will tell us, Varghese.
Vajiola, let me in fact get Basuraj Jindal into the discussion. Basuraj, you heard what Vajiola had to say, and the big question over here is that it's been raining schemes in Karnataka for quite some time. But then it looks like it's become quite a prestigious issue for the Karnataka Congress as well. And here, one of the biggest issues that they have been saying is that no matter how they try to roll out the scheme, you know, the opposition or the current dispensation in the center has been trying to stop it. We have seen how the 10 kg schemes fell flat. They had to in fact make it as a direct bank transfer money kind of a scheme to purchase that 10 kg of rice, because the FCI gave permission, then you had the drama of withdrawing permission all of a sudden, and now they are saying that FCI is actually having those stocks just rot out in its godowns and in its warehouses. So this controversy has been going on for quite some time. But right now, when you see the Gruha Lakshmi scheme being rolled out, it's one of the flagship programs that we are in fact looking at. So how do you think that the Gruha Lakshmi scheme will in fact work? Because I think the KSRTC scheme that they had, the free travel scheme on buses, has turned out to be very popular among women. And now it seems that it is that same block that the Congress is now targeting with this scheme as well. It looks like women folk are being given a lot of importance right now, especially with these schemes. And do you think it could be transferring into votes?
Absolutely, because what is that? See, before coming to that, whether it transforms into votes and all, let's understand the economics of it. There are 5 schemes, welfare schemes. Of them, only one is time bound. That is Yonidhi, the stipend for the unemployed graduates and diploma holder youth. That is only for 2 months. It's time bound, 2 years. Whereas rest of them are not time bound. For example, if Gruha Lakshmi scheme starts today, it is not going. There is no deadline for it. It is at least on paper in perpetuity. So is the electricity, subsidy scheme. All this is going to exert certain economic pressure on the budget. There are going to budgetary restraints. But at the same time, we must understand what has happened in the last 9 years is the government of India has taken away a lot of subsidies, whether it is gas subsidy and various other schemes. So that was the thinking behind this, especially Gruha Lakshmi, that women folk, they took away this subsidy from you for your day-to-day needs like LPG and other things. So we are compensating for it. So that is a messaging that's going across. So this will definitely strike a chord with the women, and that to what? Nearly 1.3 crore women, which means almost every household is touched. 7 crore population, if you take one household is around 5-6 people, so almost 70-75% households are touched with this. Whether they had been BJP voters or Congress voters or JDS voters or whatever, nearly 75% of the households have reached and have been converted into beneficiaries of this Gruha Lakshmi scheme, which is going to have a huge impact on the electorate and electoral prospects of Congress, at least in Karnataka in May 2024. Some people are saying that there could be early elections as well. But whatever is the scenario, this is going to have a substantial impact on the electorate.
Well, Mr. Itnan, you said that, the fact remains that you said that there is a lot of subsidies have been taken away. And when you have the state governments also trying to push in those subsidies back, it is dependent on the larger scheme of things as well. These are in fact live shots that are coming in from the location in Mysuru where that scheme is going to be in fact launched. You can see already it is completely filled. The hall has been completely filled with people. Of course, the front rows reserved for the important guests as well. The media having its place as well at the front, and these visuals live coming in from Mysuru or from the place where the launch of the Gruha Lakshmi scheme will be taking place. We have AICC Chief Mallikarjun Kharge also hailing from Karnataka will be present for that launch, and Rahul Gandhi also will be joining in for the launch. Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar as well as Siddaramaiah, the Chief Minister of Karnataka, will also be there for that launch. So it is going to be quite a fanfare kind of a launch that we are seeing, probably just ahead of the 2024 elections. The Congress saying that they will try to implement most of those schemes as well. Well, we were speaking to Basuraj Itnal. Basuraj Itnal, you were talking about how subsidies were being taken, but then there is a confusion that is also being created in the narrative of politics what is a subsidy and what is a freebie? Because a lot of subsidies have been called as freebies, and they have been said that these are the freebies that are being given and cannot sustain. Of course, our understanding of freebie is when we have seen how elections in Tamil Nadu had happened, that free grinders, the free television sets that were given, those were considered to be, not coming in from the state's exchequer, but from the party exchequer of those parties, and they were giving it as freebies. That can be understood as freebies. But when did subsidy become a freebie? Because that confusion is being put out across the board, that subsidy and freebies are the same, but they aren't the same, isn't it?
They are not. Their subsidy and freebies are not the same. Freebies are nothing but bribes given to voter to get his support. These are not freebies. It is a stated objective of the government, whether it is state government or the central government. They have got a constitutional obligation towards the welfare of the last citizen of the country. It is about that. So how the welfare is achieved? There are two models, Varghese. One is top-down approach of the capitalist thinking, and there is bottom-up approach of the communist thinking. Now, when one is necessary, when one is not, these are I don't see them as mutually contradictory. In fact, what happens is when your top-down approach is not working. For example, in last couple of years, last 5 years, we have seen a tremendous increase in unemployment. We have seen increase in inflation. We have seen decrease in purchasing power of the common man. So this is a situation where welfare schemes are to be introduced. This is not come to think of it, after COVID, this has even escalated. The situation has only worsened. In such a scenario, government has to intervene and put the money in the pocket of the common man. So that it is necessary for now. See, no welfare scheme is forever. We cannot be having this forever. In fact, this scheme was there during earlier Congress regime. Before 80s, it was there. It was called stipend. The stipends were given. Whoever was enrolled in employment exchange, until he is employed, the government used to give the stipend. So then it was eliminated. Now they are bringing it back because you have to take care of the unemployed youth. You have to take care of the poor farmer. You have to take care of the minimum purchasing power of the household. The food baskets must be secure. So that is the thinking behind it. When the situation
right now it seems but here, Basuraj, the biggest issue over here that is being raised over here is that how much of it will be a problem with the exchequer, because initially when he said you had a confidence, Siddaramaiah coming out and saying that I know how it's going to work because this is the revenue of Karnataka. He gave a figure of almost 6 lakh crore or 6,000 crore. I'm not 6,000, it should be 6 lakh crore somewhere on that lines. And then he said that this is the kind of this thing. So we can meet everything in that revenue is what he claimed. But then then he says, suddenly you go into the schemes and then you realize that the money is not flowing in, and then you say that we have to, park it from the ST funds. It just shows that there is a problem with the money flow. So the scheme can be launched, but can it be sustained is the big question being asked, because the logistics and economics behind it is a cause of worry, because at the end of the day you have to go by your account book. Your revenue is what will determine how much you can spend.
Yes, there is a considerable strain on the on the budget. But what Siddaramaiah has done, at least for now, is he's trying to compensate for this by increasing the cost of liquor. He has already announced 20% increase there. And what is happening? What is really worrisome is that right now, even the contractors who have put in money and completed the work are being told that there is no money to pay the bills. They are asking bills for the work they have done already by spending from their pocket. That's number one. Number two, many departments have not been given salaries. Even in education department, salaries are being delayed. So these are, I guess, as of now, I prefer to see them as teething troubles. But today or tomorrow, by the time of next budget, Siddaramaiah himself will have to find a solution for this. What are the means? One is that one concern is that the government of India is not giving its GST share, Karnataka's GST share timely and properly. That's one thing. Other thing is that the government will have to think of what the government does. Anyways, in such times, they'll increase cess on fuel. All the petroleum products, petrol, diesel they're going to increase. That's the easiest thing any government would do. So will Siddaramaiah do it in the next budget? Why has not done it in this budget? Because there are elections forthcoming, so he would not do it in this budget. Probably next budget we can expect various increases like that. Whether it is fuel prices or GST, other things he cannot do much.
So basically, to find where the revenue can come is going to be a daunting task. But Siddaramaiah himself has been handling the finance portfolio for quite some time, and he has been a finance minister himself. And when he was chief minister, also he did handle the finance portfolio. So it looks like experience might be on his side. But in an effort to dislodge the BJP, has Siddaramaiah actually overstepped with these schemes?
To a certain extent, yes, slightly yes, but the purse strings will be pulled up by next budget. That's what it's my loud thinking. But as of now, the priority is Lok Sabha elections. The priority was a few months ago the state elections. Now it's Lok Sabha elections. So probably the thinking in the Congress is that first they want to consolidate their base in Karnataka and Telangana. Telangana is also turning out to be a easy grab now, following lots of defections from BRS to Congress. So probably they are looking at that now. Once they increase the numbers, well, then they would think of tightening the purse strings, or maybe they will increase certain revenues, or I don't know. That remains an open question to be answered by next budget.
Well, so we have to wait till the next budget to understand the prudence of the policy that is there.
Yes,
well, Vaji,
yes.
I mean, sorry for making you stay in that sun for quite some time, but the fact remains is that the opposition has been saying that we know how the treasury was when we left it, so we know how much you will be able to go by it, and therefore we know that you're not going to be sustaining this for long, and therefore good that you are announcing all this, so because we have a chance to raise these issues in the legislature and put you on the mat.
Well, yes, the opposition has come out strongly against the entire 5 guarantees that the Congress has given. But the Congress has also replied to them in the budget that Siddaramaiah gave. He said that the cost of these 5 guarantees will be around 65,000 crores. And the government already has a fiscal deficit from the previous government after they had taken over of 60,000 crores. Now, the total deficit will be of 1,25,000 crores. Now, this is a huge amount, and these guarantees take away 20% of the budget. Now, surely the government believes that they have a plan with all of these things. But if you see in the last 100 days, the kind of protest with regards to the contractors, like Sir also mentioned, Mr. Etnal also mentioned that, yes, the people who had already finished work, contractors have not been paid. They have also been told that this year they would not be given any kind of money for the developmental work that they've done. Ministers were told. Now the government, on the other hand, believes that they have a plan to churn in money. Now those plans are that some of the funds that are given through these guarantees will again be pumped back into the system. Apart from that, 20% of the excise 20% has been increased in the excise department also. It has always been a plan of any government where if they are giving out or rolling out welfare schemes, there are these other things that are cropped up. Alcohol and petrol are one of those. As of now, we have not seen a hike in petrol prices, because if the petrol prices are increased, then it will act contradictory to what the government is trying to portray. But so far, 20% has been increased in the excise department. Plans have been there to implement, to bring change to the land laws and the regulation policy, so that there they can benefit through it. And also, the other thing that the government is expecting is the rollout of the GST money of the state for the state of Karnataka, which they've been expecting from a long time. So these are a few things through which the government is trying to make sure that there is a balance in the budget with regards to that. But the last 100 days have shown us that yes, there is a problem, and it might get bigger if they do not come up with a solution immediately. But keeping in mind the track record of Siddaramaya, who's given some 13 or 14 budgets, he surely must have a plan up his sleeve. But like the situation is right now, everything is done for election purposes. The 2024 election is something which is eagerly waited by all political parties. It's a do or die situation for the opposition, especially. And during this time, if any hindrance happen to these five guarantees, then it will affect their electoral chances in the 2024 election. So the
But
government is
Vajee,
treading very
the
carefully
opposition,
and making
especially
sure.
the BJP, when I talk about the opposition, the BJP has been only harping on whether you can implement it or not. That is the only thing that they have been harping upon, because they know how they left the exchequer. You were saying that it was a 60,000 crore deficit that they've inherited from the previous government. So they know their finances really well. And now, being in the opposition, they are not in any sort of responsibility to agree on what has happened in the previous government at all. They are saying you are in charge, handle it. Though it could be an inherited problem from the previous government. So you're going to handle it. So at the end of the day, when we try to in fact push out these schemes, and like Baswaraj Itnal is saying that certain governments, the salaries are not being paid, the issue is there. There's a huge financial structure that is in crisis in Karnataka right now in that case. If that is the case, with all this fanfare, when you launch something and you're unable to keep your word, 2024 could be punishing. If in 2024 is when the elections are going to happen, or much earlier than that, but in 2024 it could be punishing. Let's keep it that it is going to be in 2024, the big elections. So, and Karnataka has got 28 MP seats. So what are you playing with?
Well, yes, the opposition is going hammer and tongs against it. They've also released a book on 100 days, 100 corruption of the present regime. So, well, they are attacking, but the Congress is also hit out at the opposition, saying that you have to first elect an opposition leader to even voice out something. But the government, on the other hand, is very sure with the fact that they will be able to balance this out for the next 2 years at least. And like Mr. Yatnal said, that no welfare scheme is forever. You will surely see some changes happening in the welfare scheme through time, because if the government has to make up with its exchequer, it has to make sure that there are some compromises that are happening. Likewise, we see today where there are compromises happening with regards to the payment of contractors. We are seeing money has not been rolled out for development programs because this money has been spent for these five guarantees. Now they are making sure that they come up with a plan within the next few years, within this 1 year before the 2024 election, because uh, till the 2024 election, they have to keep up an image where they are where they are a welfare-oriented government, where they are making sure that social justice is done, because these are the things that the government has concentrated on. It hasn't gone on to say that we will bring out massive changes or this thing. They have said that we are here to give you social justice, and that is something that Siddaramaya and DK Shivakumar have been promising and have stuck on to from the time they have been campaigning. And it has been one of the biggest priorities of Siddaramaya to make sure that there is social justice, there is equality among people with regards to their finances, with regards to their earnings. And that is something that is why that we see these five guarantees which have been rolled out. Before we would see, let us talk about the Gruha Lakshmi guarantees. These guarantees before were given only to people below the poverty line, but this time it has made sure that it is given to every household woman below the poverty line or above the poverty line.
But
It
then,
does not matter. So this gives you an indication.
Vaji,
Yes.
one thing that I understood is that when you looked at the 200 units of free electricity, there was, it was initially touted as every house would be getting that 200 units of electricity free. Then they brought in the conditions that apply, and then it turned out to be that they had to restrict it to only a certain group of people. So at the end of the day, when we talk about a 2,000 rupee dole out, it looks like at the end of the day, initially you might be able to do it for some, but then the restrictions are eventually going to come because it's about money flow and outflow. It's nothing, short of that. So I think at the end of the day, that is what you have to look. You have to look at the account book. And for me, the thing is, Karnataka as a state is now probably inching towards a financial disaster because they don't have the finances in place. I think Itnal has a different opinion on it, but I'll come to Itnal, in fact, on that. Do you think that financially, I think the account books are not showing the kind of revenue that we are going to have? Because today morning we were discussing about climate change. We are talking about how deficit the rainfall could have is in Karnataka at the same time. So agriculture, which is the primary source of any economy, agrarian economy, if it goes into distress, it will have an impact. So all those factors are going to actually play out in the coming days. We don't know what challenges are going to be there. We have an election, yes. We can announce schemes, yes. We can actually try to look at the revenues, yes. But sustaining it is going to be difficult because I think the coming days, the challenges are going to be quite a lot. You are going to see protests from the contractors soon if you don't pay up their bills. You're going to see the protests from the, the employees of certain departments of the government soon because if you're not able to meet with their salary requirements. So it's not going to augur well, is what I'm trying to say. Mr. Jitnal, do you think it's going to be a financial tight squeeze right now for Siddaramaiah?
Well, it is a tightrope walk for Siddaramaiah even now, and it's going to be tighter by the day. But there is a saying in economics, which you must have heard many times, that good economics is bad politics. So the problem is,
I didn't want you to say it; you just said it.
The problem is right now the situation is dire because. A drought is there, there is unemployment, there is purchasing power has gone down. So it is just a quick fix. It is not a long-term solution. No economist will agree with that. And why Siddaramaiah is doing that? Because there are elections and it is his politics. Now what BJP can call, how BJP can criticize it in TV studios. But what is it going to tell the electorate? Are they going to tell that even if they come to power maybe a few years later, is it going to be easy to cancel this Gruha Lakshmi scheme? Is it going to be easy to cancel this 200 units free electricity? It is not going to be easy. Anything, any subsidy, any SOP that you give the electorate, giving them is easy. Taking them back is very difficult because that will always create an anti-incumbency sentiment among the electorate. So now criticism is okay, but what is it? What is the alternative? So that the voter will support you. Not an alternative, in a studio room. It's not like that. So are we going to say that, no, you remain unemployed, I will neither give you a job nor even take care of you? You cannot say that. Either you give the job to the youth or you give them some money to support themselves. If you cannot do both, then that's neither economics nor politics. So that is one thing. Another thing is that you are mentioning that the word economic disaster. It is economic crisis. The disaster is probably a stronger word to use. But anyways, things need to be managed. Karnataka government will have to find, ways to augment its revenues. It has to find different approaches to manage economy. For example, this free bus ride. It is not. It has worked in favor of economy. It has not really caused economic stress. Actually, the increased mobility of women folk has increased their livelihood because a small household worker, she would not take up a job far away because she cannot travel there regularly. Now she can go freely. The mobility helps in employability. That has worked, number one. Number two, many temples in Karnataka have returned to the government. Their revenue has increased because of free buses.
Yes, I in fact noticed that, especially when it came to the free bus rides. One of the statistics that came out was that the bus routes that go to popular temples have seen a lot of losses when it comes because it's the women who are traveling. But those temples who are on that bus routes have made a lot of money. So when it came to the revenues of those temples, and of course, as you were saying, it comes under the endowments department, and that has been an interesting statistics that I have been seeing when it comes to it, that you make loss in one place and you tend to gain in another place.
True. But anyways, there is a stress on economic, there is a stress on budgetary management that needs to be addressed, but that will be addressed in the next budget, because this was not a budget actually. This was not a proper budget, it was an additional budget. The budget was, the vote on account was taken by Bombay government earlier. So this is only for 9 months. It is 3 quarters. It's only for 3 quarters. After that, maybe the government of Siddaramaiah will find some ways to manage it. They will have to find. It's not that they will have to find.
But when you talk about, the limited powers that you have when it comes to the state, once the GST has rolled in, it is very limited for the state to actually find revenues through which it can actually get the money that it requires, other than, the cess thing that is still there when it comes to this. So on what all factors do you see cess being placed if that is the situation that, the Karnataka government is going to face?
Obvious ways to impose cess is, one is on fuel, petrol and diesel, another is property tax. Property tax cesses always on the increase, because that's very well within the control of government of Karnataka. These two can be done very easily. And another thing is that this government of Karnataka, in fact all the southern states, will have to make a representation to the government of India to take back this benchmark of 2013 to back to 1971 for CFC devolution of finances. What they have done a few years ago, the Modi government has done is, earlier the financial devolution from the central pool used to come based on the population of the states as per 1971 records. Why it was so? It was because in 1971 there was population control measures were started. They said unless the population control measures are fully in place and unless the states control the population, let's not increase it, because if you take the latest population will be larger, then the most populous states will get more money. So that they wanted to prevent that. And what the Modi government has done is that they have shifted that to 2011. The 2011 benchmark they are taking. This is rewarding the states like UP and Bihar who have not been effective in population control, and more money is going to be given to them. And since southern states have been good in population control, we are less people, so we are going to less money. Though we produce more money, the more money is given to the more populous, less GDP states, but we are getting less. This needs to be corrected. For this correction, the southern states will have to make a presentation. Number one. Number two, this GST devolution, that needs to be rolled out in time. That needs to be insisted upon. If these two things happen, I don't think we have any problem at all to manage the finances of the state.
Well, Baswaraj Jitna, stay with us. Also, Vajivula say it was, we will just replay the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka's interview, Mr. D.K. Shivakumar's interview when he spoke to our TV9 Karnataka colleague Pramod Shastri. Just listen into what he had to say about how, they will try to in fact meet it. He was actually saying that it was actually a requirement that some kind of subsidies have to be given because a lot of people have been suffering in the last 9 years, and there was some need to in fact make the people at least happy on certain fronts. Well, let's listen to that interview as Pramod Shastri speaks with D.K. Shivakumar on the Gruha Lakshmi and various other guarantees of the Congress government, especially after it completed 100 days.
We have with us the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar. In Karnataka, Congress government has completed its 100th day in the government. Lot of expectation from the government. Let's speak to the Deputy Chief Minister himself, D.K. Shivakumar ji. Welcome to the show. My very first question is, now the government has completed the 100 days now. There are a lot of expectation from you. Only thing is now whether the guarantee schemes that you have launched, is it the only government program or is there any other development program that you can show to the people of Karnataka? What do you want to say about this one?
I am very happy that the people of Karnataka has given us a clear mandate without any support. What we have promised to the people of Karnataka, we have delivered them. It is not only these 5 guarantees. We want an inclusive growth, a development growth. We want, because Karnataka is not a state, not only a part of India. It is a state where the country is being seen through India. That is the state which the entire world is looking at, Bangalore and Karnataka. We know our presence We know our knowledge power. We know our resources. It is a technical state which has lot of visionary, which has procured lot of doctors, technocrats, engineers, manpowers, lot of things are there. That is why the National Law School is in Bangalore, the ISRO is in Bangalore, HL is in Bangalore, BL is in Bangalore. Not today. Tata Institute is in Bangalore, IIBM is in Bangalore. Because it is the knowledge capital. But still, we want entire state to be developed in a proper way. These 5 guarantees is to see that economically, every day there was a pickpocket going on price rise, on petrol, on diesel, everything, every common man has been affected. So we are given guarantee for all the women. She is the head of the family. She is a leader, Nanayaki. She is a Gruha Lakshmi. She is a king of a family. We want her to be strong. If woman is strong, we are strong. If woman in the family is sound, we are sound. That is why we decided all family members should be strong. We gave them strength on free power. We gave them strength, financial strength. She wanted to travel. She wanted, no one should be starving without a food. That is how Karnataka government has given this program. Apart from this, we look on the overall development of the state. We have a vision, we have a passion, we want Karnataka to be on the global mark.
But how do you see how these guarantees will make a difference in the life of the ordinary people? Now, there are a lot of calculations. Even the opposition is making a lot of cry. In fact, they are saying it is like the government will become the bankruptcy. How do you address all these issues, and how do you say it is making some the feelers, good feelers for the people?
Opposition should make more noise. I welcome them. Already the Honorable Prime Minister has said that Karnataka government will be bankrupt. I don't want to comment on that. But one question I would like to ask. If Karnataka government it is so strong than the Madhya Pradesh government. They have a BJP government there. Why the Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister is announcing the same scheme? Why other states are doing it? We have given a leaf out of our experiences. We can do it. We want the people of the state should be happy. It is 7 crore people, either 7 crore, 1,45,000 families, houses into 2 or into 3. More or less 70-80% of the people are one or the other way they have been influenced and they have been helped out of the schemes. Are they not financially sound? Are their savings up to right? So every day their pickpocket have stopped. Instead of she paying 100 rupees for a gas, for a petrol from 60 rupees to 90 rupees, 100 rupees. At least with this money of rice, transportation, 2,000 rupees, power bill, her life has been saved. She has gone to the Marwadis and kept all the gold jewelry, kept in the bank. What all scams are going on? We want to save, we want them to be happy. One more thing, you should also know that. I want you to make a debate on this. Why the more economically stronger people, businessmen, are shifting out of this country? A debate has to be conducted by your channel. Why? How many number? What is the reason? They are going to Dubai, Saudi, Australia, X, Y, Z.
What do you think? What might be the reason?
See, our people who have been earned a lot, they are shifting with their economical strength out of the country. If they are here, we get more employment. If they invest here, we get more money. Money circulates. All these things has to be debated. The BJP has to reply to this. The farmers are suffering, common man is suffering. We are waiving crores of rupees on the name of NCLT, name of one-time settlement. What we have done to the farmers of the state? What we have done to the small entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, road street vendors? Nothing we have done.
Now, your guarantee, the word guarantee, has become the new trend in the politics, not only in Karnataka, even in the nation politics as well. Prime Minister Modi himself has coined the new word called, it is Modi's guarantee. Do you think that guarantee or your guarantee scheme will make a lot of difference in the national politics as well?
Modi has not given guarantee, it is the Congress party has given guarantee. Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, Priyanka Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi came and gave guarantee. That is the Congress guarantee. Our guarantee, our scheme, our concept, they are trying to take out and let them help. I don't want them to stop on, let them use it. It is because Congress party gave them independence, gave them freedom, gave them democracy, they are the leaders. If Congress party had not given independence or democracy, no BJP leaders would have become the leaders today. Their voice would have been in the bottom of the soil. Now they are so straight, so strong, so powerful because we gave them democracy. We gave them education. We gave them strength. And their strength has been poured on us. Yes, it is a cycle. We are accepting it. Sun which rises has to come down. By evening, it will happen.
And whatever the allegation or a comment the BJP leaders are making on the guarantee scheme, do you think that is an acknowledgement for your work, or do you think that is an acknowledgement for your guarantee?
No, it is not an acknowledgement. They are propagating our scheme. They are making more sound. They are telling to the people about the guarantee. At least they didn't have voice. Inner field, all their workers are telling, you fellow, you people do not do, they have done it. They are shouting at them. That is why they are not able to appoint a leader of the opposition still 100 days. That is their big strength.
Now even Madhya Pradesh, even in Chhattisgarh and even Rajasthan and many other parts, the same kind of a offering and same kind of the showcase that what you have done in the name of the guarantee, that is doing a lot of rounds in those states as well. How do you see this? Do you think it is we think that it is a brainchild of D.K. Shivakumar guarantee scheme, one of the brainchilds of the D.K. Shivakumar. Are you happy with the things are going in Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh?
See, I am telling you, we want people of the country should be happy. Who have been pained, who have been pickpocketed, who are suffering, they should be happy. 75% of the people are downtrodden. They should, economically, their mental strength, financial strength should be strong.
And let's come back to the transparency, the issue. Now already within 100 days there are a lot of allegations made by the opposition on you, especially on the corruption issues, corruption charges and the transparency. H.D. Kumaraswamy himself has shown that the pen drive, and he made an allegation and he got a commitment from the government to implement if there is the serious allegation in his pen drive. How do you see this one? The transparency issue, corruption charges against you?
I don't know what is pen drive. One day my eyes can see, your eyes can see. What is in your pocket, I don't know. Whether the snake, when a snake comes out only, you will know whether what type of snake it is. In snakes, there are hundreds type of snakes. So let me see first. Let me show to the public what snake he has. We'll discuss later.
What about the BJP charges you want to make on them? Because they are saying that there is no the transparency in the government, and especially they are making allegation on the transfer issue.
Let BJP forms its leader of the house, leader of the opposition. Then they let them talk. A party without a leaderless.
Okay. There are a lot of expectation from your government apart from the guarantees, especially in the urban sector. When we speak about the Bangalore is the hub of lot of things, whether it's industry, whether it's the software or educations. What is your dream about the Bangalore? How do you create a new brand Bangalore within India?
I know that with passion I have taken this responsibility. I know that the entire world is looking Bangalore, India through Bangalore and Karnataka. We want to make it a model city. It is not a well-planned city, but still the governance, the traffic, the solid waste management, the mobility, all the issues we have to sort it out. I am attending day by day. I am just traveling to all places. More than 30-40 visits I have done it from within 100 days spent. I can't change overnight. It is not a magic box which some point of time they did some thing on the road. We have to do it in a proper way with a proper foundation to it.
Do you have a plan for that one?
Definitely we have plan, and many investors have come forward to invest in Bangalore, change Bangalore, to help Bangalore. That is the strength what I could see in Bangalore.
We'll speak on the irrigation. See, especially Mekedatu is the one project that you dreamt of. Yeah, did a lot of things. In fact, Padayatra and a lot of political exercise were also there. Now, what is the end solution? How you are going to implement that one?
I did not dream of it. It is my desire. It is my desire. It is my commitment. It is my dedication that people of the state should utilize the water in a proper way, sufficiently. They should be helped. The farmers are the soul of any economy. So we want the water should not go to the sea. It should be back to the lands. They should be helped of it. We should generate power. We should generate more economy, and we should see that the farmers' crops have been saved and they are financially strong. That is why we are looking at this Mekedatu project on Kaveri Basin.
Is it going to implement very smoothly, because there is a lot of repercussion from the Tamil Nadu as well. There are a lot of legal hurdles, legal challenges from the legal arena. So how you are going to implement that Mekedatu?
I think some good day will prevail, good sense will prevail, either on the state government of Tamil Nadu or on the judiciary. They will know the fact, and someday they will give us strength to see that this Mekedatu dam not only help us. For us it helps only 10%, 90% it helps Tamil Nadu.
One last question. On the occasion of 100th day, what is your commitment to the people of Karnataka? What you want to say to the people of Karnataka in our form?
I have a commitment. We have already committed. Just today, myself, Chief Minister, we went to the goddess of this state, Chamundi. Whatever we had spoken before the election, whatever we had promised the goddess, to give us strength to implement our programs, to implement 5 guarantees. Today we have gone, we have prayed, we have offered our offerings, 2,000 rupees to the goddess Chamundi, to ask her to pray us, bless us. I think we will take it forward. Whatever we have done, we are going to look at the socio-economic status of the state and the country.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. Thank you, sir. These are the words of Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka, D.K. Shivakumar. Thank you for watching us. Thank you, sir.
Well, these are the visuals coming in live from Mysuru at the location where the Gruha Jyoti scheme is going to, the Gruha Lakshmi scheme is going to be in fact launched. The Gruha Lakshmi scheme focuses on the aspect of giving 2,000 rupees for the head of a woman in a household, and it has been also been being live on the television channels and YouTube channels for the Congress. The Congress is in fact making it look like a complete big event just ahead of the 2024 elections, with some kind of campaigning aspect also being introduced into it. Several groups of women have in fact joined in from there. You have the Women and Child Minister Lakshmi Hebalkar, as well as leaders from the Congress party in fact joining in from that location.
ಐತಿಹಾಸಿಕ ಸಮಾವೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಸಚಿವ ಸಂಪುಟ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಣ್ಣವರ ನೇತೃತ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ತಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂತ
Well, the program has in fact begun right now, and then you have the initial welcoming that is being carried out for the gathering. It's a huge gathering that is expected. My colleague Vajayola in fact said that around 1 lakh people were expected to attend the event. It is being said that at least 1.33 crore women have enrolled for it. Initially, 1.28 crore women could benefit from this. It is direct bank transfer of the money that we are seeing that is being promised under the scheme, and rupees 32,000 crore annual expenditure is what is expected on this particular scheme as such. So this big meeting happening in Karnataka, especially with the launch of the Gruha Lakshmi scheme. Now, the Gruha Lakshmi scheme is part of the 5 schemes that have been guaranteed by the Congress in its assembly elections. There have been certain aspects of it that couldn't be implemented, especially the Gruha Lakshmi scheme's launch was in fact delayed for quite some time, especially on the question of revenues. But again, they have in fact decided to go ahead with the launch, and questions still being asked whether it can be sustained or not. The opposition saying it's just another gimmick on the part of the Congress government there, especially on these guarantees that they had spoken about. But meanwhile, one of the successful schemes has been the free travel that has been promised by the Congress government in the state. It is said to have taken a lot of takers, and indirectly revenues have been picking up in certain government departments because of mobility as provided to the women folk in that state. Well, these are live visuals coming in, and also there's a virtual screen that is placed just behind the podium. This virtual screen in fact will have several women panchayats, as well as connecting to various events in different parts of the districts and towns and cities in Karnataka also participating in it. So the virtual screen is a display point for that, and you have the leaders in fact coming out and making their recommendations on how the scheme would in fact benefit and what should be further done about it as well. My colleague in fact Vaji also joins us in the background. Vaji, of course, some kind of program has been initiated right now. Looks like there is a slight delay. 11:30 was when it was said that the launch would take place.
Well, yes, it was supposed to happen around 11:30, 12, but I think the program has begun. You'll see in the Shivakumar giving a speech right now. In a few minutes, you will see big leaders of the Congress also trickling in. They have landed to the venue as of now. We've already seen visual of Rahul Gandhi arriving there. It is now any moment where you will see them take the stage and make sure that they launch the Gruha Lakshmi scheme, where close to 1.3 lakh women will be benefited with 2,000 rupees in their bank account. So far, more than 1 lakh people are expected at this venue. All sorts of arrangements have been done. The police have barricaded the Hindu Road from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Close to 100 of KSRT buses are bringing in people from Mandya, Chamrajnagar, Ramnagar, and the surrounding areas of Mysore. So you will see a huge gathering over here, and it will be a sort of a virtual display where you would see them press a button and make sure that all this money would be transferred. So it is a show of strength before the 2024 election. And also an interesting development that we have seen is that BJP MLA S.T. Somshekhar has also said that he will show the public life of this entire scheme in his constituency. So it is something that we've been seeing in the past few days, how a few leaders from the opposition, the BJP Congress has been claiming that a few leaders from the opposition have been meeting them, and there are chances of a reverse Ghar Wapsi. And one among them was Mr. Somshekhar also, who we'd seen a few days back meeting Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar, where he said that he'd come there to meet them with regards to his constituency. And today he's announced that he will be live telecasting the entire event of this. He was one of the first few BJP MLAs who has said this. So there are interesting developments that are happening with the launch of this thing, and the amount of people that have landed there at Mysuru to witness this launch is also a show of strength for the Congress before the 2024 election. And with the leaders on the BJP too now telecasting this event, gives you an idea on the sway it has over the 2024 election. Now it all needs to be seen whether these numbers will land on venues, turn up into votes or not. But the program as of now is underway. Within a few minutes, we will see the top leaders landing there. Rahul Gandhi is already landed, will also be there. We're also expecting Kharge, members of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha too, to be there. I think in any time soon, we will see the program begin and the leaders coming into the stage.
Well, also one of the factors over here I've in fact seen is that when you said S.T. Somshekhar is in fact going ahead and beaming, it seems that already there are a lot of these turncoats have moved from the Congress to the BJP who are trying to make it public that, you know, where their sympathies actually lie. They are just waiting for that crucial signal from the Congress to say that, well, it's time you can switch over.
Well, yes, these sort of developments have been happening in the last few days, and Varghese, you and I clearly know that Karnataka is never devoid of the drama it sees, at least politically, be it before election, after election. There's always been developments that are happening at larger scale. the previous government, we've seen that after coming into power, they lost their power because a few ministers defected, which costed them their seat. Now, with Karnataka, with Congress coming up with a thumping majority in Karnataka, with also making sure that they implement all these 5 guarantees, out of which 3 are already being implemented. The 4th one is getting implemented, the 5th one by December. They are creating that right buzz, and with the leaders like Exchequeur who are publicly making gestures of returning to the Congress, and the Congress leaders also throwing in a sway, saying that we are in touch with close to 20 ministers, 20 leaders who are planning to shift back to the Congress. It is already creating that momentum before the 2024 election on what is to be expected and what is going to happen. Now, defections in Karnataka are not something new. We've seen this in the past also. But in the present context, how things will change is something that has to be looked into, because ministers coming in here will surely boost the chances of Karnataka to win a lot of seats in the Lok Sabha election. The last time we saw BJP taking in most of the key shares with 2 or 3 seats left for the Congress leaders in the Lok Sabha. Now, with Congress in the hands of affairs, they are expecting that at least 20 seats out of 28 seats go into the kitty of the Congress, and that is why we've also seen the BJP shift its strategy. We've also seen a debate that we did yesterday on how the BJP is shifting strategy to the Dravidian land, it's Tamil Nadu, where 39 seats are into the fray, and they're expecting something to be benefited from that. So, the push that the Congress is doing and the noises that the Congress is making is surely hitting on the leaders that have shifted camps during the election. And now, there are a lot of reasons for what they shifted their camps, but the official reason what they were told is that they believe in the policies of Modi and the idea of bringing development to Karnataka. But behind the fray, there were also a lot of raids that happened before elections, and it is a fear of that which also adds on to the leaders shifting. Now, with the Congress finding a strong foothold in Karnataka, these leaders feel that there is the possibility of jumping back to their old camps. So you might see a few of them shift. How many will shift? How will the game change? What will happen? Only time will tell us about this.
Well, okay, we were in fact a little digressing from our scheme as such. We were talking about this Gruha Lakshmi scheme. It looks like a large gathering has come in. Gruha Lakshmi scheme is expected to be launched in the presence of Rahul Gandhi. It is one of the flagship programs that the Congress has promised in Karnataka, especially during the assembly elections. It is the second scheme that in fact targets women. The first scheme, of course, being the free bus travel that was in fact given, and that bus travel is said to have become a huge success in Karnataka, with many women in fact enjoying the mobility that it gives. But at the same time, questions being asked whether such schemes can be sustained in the longer run. A huge gathering taking place in Mysuru, Mysuru being the home district of the Chief Minister himself, and we have prominent leaders from the party in fact on the stage in Karnataka, all of them in fact waiting for the top leadership of the Congress to arrive, that is Mallikarjun Kharge as well as Rahul Gandhi, to attend the event and to launch the Gruha Lakshmi scheme. So what is the Gruha Lakshmi scheme? It is one of the biggest 5 guarantees that the Congress party had promised during the manifesto it had released, and it said that it's a guarantee scheme that has been put in place. It is rupees 2,000 that would be given to head of households. This is what the scheme is all about. Banks to transfer the money to the accounts, and rupees 32,000 crore burden will be there on the state's treasury annually because of this scheme. 1.33 crore women have enrolled for the scheme as of now. And what we also understand is that when it comes to this scheme, many of them have in fact said that it could be a game changer, trying to in fact ensure that the women stay as loyal voters when it comes to the Karnataka Congress. Well, you can see the live visuals coming in from that location.
ದೇಶ ಕಟ್ಟುವ ಕಾರ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರತರಾಗಿರುವ ಶ್ರಮಿಕರು, ನಮಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಚ್ಛವಾಗಿಡುವ ಪೌರ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರು, ತಮ್ಮ ಬೆವರು ಹರಿಸಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸುಭದ್ರ ಸೂರು ಒದಗಿಸಿಕೊಡುವ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕ ವರ್ಗ, ಯಂತ್ರಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಗ್ಗಿ ಹೋಗಿರುವ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರಿ ಕಾರ್ಮಿಕರು, ಬಹುಪಾಲು ಸಮಯವನ್ನು ರಸ್ತೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಕಳೆಯುವ ಆಟೋ, ಟ್ರಕ್ ಚಾಲಕರು, ಡೆಲಿವರಿ ಬಾಯ್ಸ್, ಅನಿಶ್ಚಿತತೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಬದುಕು ದೂಡುವ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನೌಕರರು, 100-200 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಬೆವರು ಸುರಿಸುವ ದಿನಗೂಲಿ ನೌಕರರು. ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಇಂತಹ ಸಮಾಜದ ಕಟ್ಟಕಡೆಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಯ ಕೈಗೆ ಸುಲಭವಾಗಿ ದಕ್ಕುವಂತಾಗಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೂ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಭದ್ರತೆ ಒದಗಿಸಿಕೊಡುವುದು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಧ್ಯೇಯ. ಅಸಹಾಯಕರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕನಿಕರ ಉಳ್ಳವರಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅನ್ನಭಾಗ್ಯದಂತಹ ಜನಪರ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ರೂಪುಗೊಳ್ಳಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರು ಅಧಿಕಾರದ ತಮ್ಮ ಮೊದಲ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂತಹ ಜನಪರ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತಂದು ಜನಪರ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಎಂದೆನಿಸಿದವರು. ತಮ್ಮ 2ನೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಡವರ ಪರವಾದ ಜನಸಾಮಾನ್ಯರಿಗೆ ವರವಾಗುವ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತರುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲ ಸಂಪುಟ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ತಾತ್ವಿಕ ಅನುಮೋದನೆ ನೀಡಿದರು. ರಾಜ್ಯ ನಾಯಕರು ಚುನಾವಣೆಗೆ ಮುನ್ನ ನೀಡಿದ್ದ ಭರವಸೆಗಳನ್ನು ಈಡೇರಿಸುವುದನ್ನೇ ಆದ್ಯತೆಯನ್ನಾಗಿಸಿಕೊಂಡರು.
ನಾವು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾಬಿನೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವತ್ತೇ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡೋದು 5 ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾತಿಯವರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಧರ್ಮದವರಿಗೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಯವರಿಗೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನರಿಗೆ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಜನತೆಗೆ ಈ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿಗಳನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಲುಪಿಸ್ತೇವೆ, ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ.
ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರು ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದ ಮೊದಲ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲು ಜಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ ಯೋಜನೆಯೇ ಹಸಿದವರ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿಸುವ ಅನ್ನಭಾಗ್ಯ. ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ಹಸಿದ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆಗೂ ಅನ್ನ ದೊರೆಯಬೇಕೆಂಬ ದೃಢ ಸಂಕಲ್ಪದಿಂದ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡ ಕೇವಲ 45 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಅನ್ನಭಾಗ್ಯ ಯೋಜನೆ ಆರಂಭಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಆದ್ಯತಾ ಪಡಿತರ ಚೀಟಿದಾರರಿಗೆ ಕೇಂದ್ರದ 5 ಕೆಜಿ ಸೇರಿದಂತೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ತಿಂಗಳು 10 ಕೆಜಿ ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯ ನೀಡಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ. ಹೆಚ್ಚುವರಿ ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳ ಲಭ್ಯತೆ ಕೊರತೆಯ ದೃಷ್ಟಿಯಿಂದ 5 ಕೆಜಿ ಆಹಾರ ಧಾನ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಸಿಕ ತಲಾ 170 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯನ್ನು ಮನೆಯ ಯಜಮಾನಿಯ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಖಾತೆಗೆ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಜಮಾ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ.
10 ಕೆಜಿ ಫುಡ್ ಗ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ BPL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಂತ್ಯೋದಯ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ತಲಾ 10 ಕೆಜಿಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೇವೆ.
ಶಕ್ತಿ ಯೋಜನೆ ಕುಟುಂಬ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆಯ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿ ಹೊತ್ತ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಲ್ಲಿ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ತುಂಬಲೆಂದೇ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಜಾರಿಗೊಳಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಅಧಿಕಾರ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡ 15 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಇಂತಹ ಮಹತ್ವದ ಯೋಜನೆಗೆ ಚಾಲನೆ ನೀಡಿದ್ದು ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಹೆಗ್ಗಳಿಕೆಯಾಗಿದೆ. ಈ ಯೋಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಲಿಂಗತ್ವ ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತರಿಗೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರಿ ಬಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಉಚಿತ ಪ್ರಯಾಣ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಿ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಕನಿಷ್ಠ 2 ರಿಂದ 3 ಸಾವಿರ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಳಿತಾಯವಾಗುತ್ತದೆ.
Any woman can travel anywhere within Karnataka without paying the charge, including BMTC, including KSRTC.
ಗೃಹ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಯೋಜನೆ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮೇಲಿರುವ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಹೊರೆಯನ್ನು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಆಡಳಿತ ವಹಿಸಿಕೊಂಡ 75 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲೇ ಗೃಹ ಜ್ಯೋತಿ ಯೋಜನೆಯನ್ನು ಜಾರಿಗೊಳಿಸಲಾಯಿತು. ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಪ್ರತಿ ಮನೆಗೂ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಗರಿಷ್ಠ 200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ವರೆಗೆ ಉಚಿತ ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ನೀಡುವ ಈ ಯೋಜನೆಯಿಂದ ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಂತರ ಕುಟುಂಬಗಳಿಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದರಿಂದ ಪ್ರತಿ ಕುಟುಂಬಕ್ಕೂ ಮಾಸಿಕ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗಳಷ್ಟು ಉಳಿತಾಯವಾಗುತ್ತಿದೆ.
200 ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ವಿದ್ಯುತ್ ಅನ್ನ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, 1 ವರ್ಷದ ಆವರೇಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಆವರೇಜ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ 10% ಅಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಬಿಲ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಗೃಹಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಯೋಜನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡಿನ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನಿಗಳು. ಅವರ ಸ್ವಾಭಿಮಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಧಕ್ಕೆಯಾಗದಂತೆ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಬದುಕು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಡಲು ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕಟಿಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅಧಿಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ 100 ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ತಂದ ಗೃಹಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಯೋಜನೆ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಿಗೆ ಆರ್ಥಿಕ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ತಂದುಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಂತ್ಯೋದಯ, BPL, APL ಪಡಿತರ ಚೀಟಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಮೂದಾಗಿರುವ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಯಜಮಾನಿಯ ಖಾತೆಗೆ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಸಂದಾಯವಾಗಲಿದೆ.
ಯಾರು ಯಜಮಾನಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೋತ್ APL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಮತ್ತು BPL ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು 2,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿನ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಜಮಾ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ.
ಯುವ ನಿಧಿ ಪದವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮೊ ಶಿಕ್ಷಣ ಪೂರ್ಣಗೊಳಿಸಿ ಉದ್ಯೋಗದ ಹುಡುಕಾಟದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಯುವ ಸಮುದಾಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಸಿಕ ಕ್ರಮವಾಗಿ 3,000 ಹಾಗೂ 1,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ನಿರುದ್ಯೋಗ ಭತ್ಯೆ ನೀಡುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಆತ್ಮವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ತುಂಬಲೆಂದು ಆರಂಭಿಸಲಾಗಿರುವ ಯುವ ನಿಧಿ ಯೋಜನೆ 2023 ಡಿಸೆಂಬರ್ ತಿಂಗಳಿನಿಂದ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಬರಲಿದೆ.
22-23ರಲ್ಲಿ ವ್ಯಾಸಂಗ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೊಫೆಷನಲ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಆಯ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಮಾಡಿರೋರಿಗೆ 1,500 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ 3,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ.
ಅರ್ಹರಿಗೆ ಉದ್ಯೋಗ ಸಿಕ್ಕುವವರೆಗೆ, ಆದರೆ ಗರಿಷ್ಠ 2 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಭತ್ಯೆ ನೀಡಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯದ ದಲಿತರ ಹಿತರಕ್ಷಣೆಗೆ ಮುಂದಾಗಿರುವ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಪ್ರಸ್ತುತ ಜಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ PTCL ಕಾಯ್ದೆಗೆ ತಕ್ಷಣವೇ ಜಾರಿಗೆ ಬರುವಂತೆ ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿ ತಂದಿದೆ. ಈ ಅಧಿನಿಯಮದ ಉಪಬಂಧಗಳನ್ನು ರದ್ದುಪಡಿಸಲು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾಲಮಿತಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯುಕ್ತ ಸಮಯವಿರತಕ್ಕದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಎಂದು ತಿದ್ದುಪಡಿ ಮಾಡಲಾಗಿದೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಬಹುಪಾಲು ಅರ್ಹ ಫಲಾನುಭವಿಗಳನ್ನು ತಲುಪುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ರೂಪಿಸಲಾಗಿರುವ ಈ 5 ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳು ಇಡೀ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗಿವೆ. ಹಲವಾರು ರಾಜ್ಯಗಳು ಇದನ್ನು ಅನುಸರಿಸುತ್ತಿವೆ. ಒಟ್ಟಾರೆಯಾಗಿ ನಾಡಿನ ಬಡವರ, ದಲಿತರ, ಹಿಂದುಳಿದ, ಅಲ್ಪಸಂಖ್ಯಾತ ವರ್ಗದವರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೌರವಯುತ ಜೀವನ ಸಾಗಿಸುವ ಆತ್ಮಸ್ಥೈರ್ಯ ತುಂಬಿರುವುದೇ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯ ಅವರ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಸಾಧನೆಯಾಗಿದೆ.
ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಯಶಸ್ವಿಯಾಗಿ 100 ದಿನಗಳನ್ನು ಪೂರೈಸಿದೆ. ಈ ಹೊತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಬಡವರ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ದೀನರ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ಶೋಷಿತರ ಪರವಾಗಿ, ಮಹಿಳೆಯರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಕೈಗೊಂಡಂತಹ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದಿರಿ ನೀವು. ಇದೀಗ ನಾಡಿನ ಸುವಿಖ್ಯಾತ ಸಂಗೀತ ನಿರ್ದೇಶಕರು, ಅವರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಚಿತ್ರಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಗುವೆ ತುಂಬಿ ತುಳುಕಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಸದಾಕಾಲ ರಂಜಿಸುವಂತಹ KPCCಯ ಸಾಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಕ ಘಟಕದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೂ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಾಧು ಕೋಕಿಲ ಅವರ ತಂಡದಿಂದ ಸಂಗೀತದ ರಸದೌತಣ ಮೂಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲಾವಿದರಿಗೆ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಗೌರವವನ್ನು ಸೂಚಿಸೋಣ. ಪ್ರೀತಿಯ ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ,
the programs are in fact starting out over there with initially the guests coming in, and there was a reel that was in fact speaking about the 5 guarantee schemes that have been put forward by the Karnataka government. It spoke about Gruha Gruha Lakshmi, it spoke about the Annabhagya scheme for the poor, and it spoke about Yuva Nidhi, that is for the youngsters, and then also about the scheme that involved about electricity, 200 units of electricity that was in fact being given. Free bus ride also being highlighted in that scheme, and of course Mysuru today is turning out to be one of the points where the Karnataka government has decided to up their campaign for the 2024 elections, and it is being in fact showcased as one of the biggest launches of their 5 guarantee scheme that they had promised during the elections in assembly elections. Well, we have with me Vaji also, who joins us. Vajiola, our correspondent, in fact joins us from Karnataka as well. Vajiola, of course, we have discussed a lot of aspects about whether the scheme is going to work or not. We spoke about the difficulties, the politics, everything, and you know, Itnal made a very interesting statement. He said that good economics turns out to be bad politics, so that balancing act we have Siddaramaiah to do, and also how it is going to have a bearing on the exchequer. But Karnataka is technically fresh from an election. We did see the Congress, having two leaders emerge in Karnataka. I mean, rather, Siddaramaiah was always there in the leadership, but then D.K. Shivakumar had also given say for the CM's chair until they, in fact, had a compromise of sorts on that. But then, how do you, in fact, see the criticism coming in from the BJP saying that the schemes are being implemented, but the Deputy CM as well as the Chief Minister seem to be having differing views on how these schemes are to be implemented and whom it should actually reach?
Well, yes, the opposition has been crying foul with regards to all these guarantees. They've been also targeting the two leadership, trying to show that there is still a dent between the two of them. They still don't agree to a lot of these things. But in politics, one thing is very clear, Varghese, that it's all about the optics and it's all about what you see. And if you see on the ground, you see DK and Siddaramaiah rolling out schemes together. You see them discussing things in front of the public. You see them agreeing to each other rather than disagreeing to each other. These are this is the job of the opposition to make sure that they create this buzz around the current dispensation. But how much of it is true or not? It's all seen through the visuals, and the visuals totally contradict that.
Well, my colleague Vajiola will be getting him back soon. He was talking about how there have been. But yeah, Vaji back. Vaji, you were in fact speaking about how they have been showing a unity front as such.
Yeah, yes, they have been showing a unity front as such. They have been making sure that the party is the 1 second. Just hold on. They have been showing that the party is united despite the adversities that it's facing. And if you also see that the current dispensation also is upping its game, they have also gone on to say that a lot of defection from the other side is also happening, trying to create a sort of pressure on the BJP also, where they're trying to say that a lot they are themselves are not able to hold their house together, and that is why a lot of leaders are planning to jump into the Congress camp. So you are seeing politics being played out, and it will surely be going on for the next 1 year till the 2024 election, because that is the most crucial point for which all these schemes or all these events are taking place. And the Congress surely right now has the upper hand because it is in the government and it has already rolled in the four guarantees, especially in Karnataka. It has also managed to get a thumping majority. It has also managed to create a buzz within the opposition saying that it has taken them so long. We've already implemented 4 of our guarantees, while the opposition has not been able to select leaders. So, the Congress is also hitting out and the politics is also being played out. And the people are watching now. It depends to be seen on what the people will vote for. Will the people vote for the welfare schemes that have been rolled out, the 5 guarantees that have been implemented, or will they fall into the politics that the BJP is playing?
We also have another senior leader, G. Parameshwara, in fact, coming onto the stage right now. That is G. Parameshwara, who had served as the Deputy CM of the state as well in the previous Congress regime. We have Krishna Paire Gowda also coming in, and senior Congress leaders, all of them on that stage, having a chat of sorts as they in fact interact just ahead of the launch of the Gruha Lakshmi scheme. The entire event being headed by Lakshmi Hebalkar, who is the Minister for Child and Women Welfare, where G. Parameshwara in fact having a light moment with other leaders, where we have Vishwanath also on the stage. H. Vishwanath, who has been a critic of the Congress and now back with the Congress, who's also in fact on the stage for this big launch as such. And then we have several leaders in fact from the local area of Mysuru also being present on the stage. That is G. Parameshwara, who is in fact coming onto the stage just ahead of the launch of the Gruha Lakshmi project.
Parameshwar avaru
Ji Parameshwar
ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ,
being welcomed onto the
ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ
stage.
ಈ ಇಡೀ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂತಹ ಮಳವಳ್ಳಿಯ ಶಾಸಕರಾದ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಶ್ರೀ PM ನರೇಂದ್ರ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಬರಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಅವರ ಮಾತುಗಳಿಗಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆಗಳ ಸಮೇತ.
Well, that is in fact the local leaders also being called in and welcomed on stage. A huge gathering of Congress leaders for the launch of the Gruha Lakshmi scheme, which is said to be one of their most important flagship programs that we are in fact seeing. Well, Vaji, just sorry, we have to get in G. Parameshwara in it. One of the other questions that the opposition has been saying is that there are a lot, Congress seems to be having no dearth of leaders. G. Parameshwara also was in fact pitching in for the Chief Minister's position earlier on. And now, of course, the Home Minister, the position of Home Ministry being taken into consideration for him. So, right now, when we talk about all these programs or the kind of programs that the Congress government seems to be putting out, well, it looks like the Congress party and as well the BJP is still in the election mode, because there's not much of a time between the assembly elections as well as the Lok Sabha elections that we are seeing. So both the parties are in their election modes. So whatever programs is happening is technically part of a silent campaign.
Well, yes, Varghese, we are just 9 months away from the 2024 election, and every political party is going to make sure that whatever they do, they try to highlight that it's all been done for the 2024 election. It's all been done to make sure that they are able to woo the voters, and they're able to make that mark that they want to make. Now, be it the BJP or the Congress, they have been upping their game for the 24 elections. Now, these 5 guarantees are in some way or the other a belief that the Congress has that by implementing these things, they will be able to make that impact that they were not able to make the last time around, where they lost a lot of seats in the Lok Sabha election. And this time around, with a thumping majority in the assembly elections, and with these 5 guarantees out and the way it has been projected. Now you can see the entire stage. If you would see a Congress 5 years back, you would not see such massive expenses being rolled out for events because they would say that they have a cash crunch. You would only see a BJP rally with so many people. But now the Congress is also turning the tide. It's also trying to show their strength. And this gathering is also a show of strength of sorts for the Congress party, at least in Karnataka, where they've had a thumping majority. If you've seen the body language of the leaders also, when you heard DK Shivakumar give us that exclusive interview, he clearly told us that Modi has called these guarantees as the Modi guarantees, but it is this Congress that has implemented these guarantees, and that is why they are also copying this in states like Madhya Pradesh. So it gives you the confidence in which the Congress is coming forward, and it also gives you how the BJP will tackle this issue. So far, we've only seen the BJP, at least in the state, saying that coming out with a 100-page booklet with regards to the 100 days of corruption with the Congress, but they haven't been able to prove those corruption charges. They've leveled allegations, but we have seen a lot of disagreements that have happened in the last 100 days. We've seen how the contractors have also fought. We've seen a few development schemes that have also been hit. But on the overall front, if you see, the Congress is surely making that impact on the ground. It is surely making its presence felt. It's surely making sure that the people do not forget them. And the way these programs or the schemes that have been launched clearly gives you an indication. If you remember, after the election, the Congress had said that in the first cabinet, all the 5 schemes will be implemented. Then after the first cabinet happened, only a few schemes were implemented. Now in August, they have implemented another scheme. By December, they will implement another scheme. Through this, they are trying to make sure that they keep up that momentum alive before the 2024 election and make sure that that buzz is created around the Congress itself. They have learnt all this from the BJP itself. If you see the campaign also, it was a very energized campaign, an enthusiastic campaign. And after that campaign, there was a lot of talk about how the Congress should fight their elections and have to learn from the Karnataka Congress on how to fight their elections in the other state. So this clearly is a show of strength. This clearly is a trailer for what is going to come on the 2020 in the 2024 election. Now, how much will these numbers that turn up on events, how much of these programs, how much of these flagships turn into vote is always a different scenario, because the people's mind works differently. They don't work according to the politicians. Politicians, they have been keeping in mind, okay, these things will benefit the people, and the people will make sure that they benefit the Congress. But the people usually think the otherwise. So it remains to be seen how these massive turnouts for the Congress turn into actual numbers in the upcoming 2024 election. The stage has been set, but it all depends on what the people think.
But there seems to be a conscious effort to target women voters in this, because out of the 5 guarantee schemes, 2 are for women: the bus free ride as well as this Gruha Lakshmi scheme.
Well, yes, targeting women has been a priority for the Congress with regards to these welfare scheme. Because if you remember in the 2013 election also, when the Prime Minister Modi did the entire campaign, he also spoke a lot about the LPG gases. He also spoke a lot about how the rise in LPG gases are affecting people. He also spoke about triple talaq as an issue which is affecting the women of the Muslim community. And with that, they realized that the women voters are somebody who they have never concentrated on, and that caters to a large chunk of the vote share. And if you have women voters in your city, then you have somewhere or the other a secure majority to win an election. And that is what the Congress also understood. Now, if you see, you've been mentioning this time and again in this discussion that 2 out of these schemes are women's schemes. Now, one is the bus ride. Now, this scheme is indeed a super duper hit, because you've had a lot of women coming out and saying that it has helped them to save money on a daily basis, where they would buy tickets to go to some place there. They do not have to buy tickets anymore. So that is an amount of money that they're saving. Imagine if you're even saving 20 rupees a day for your travel. 30 into 2 is you're saving close to 300 rupees. Now, if for one person, for one ride. Now imagine how many rides they're doing on a daily basis, where all you're going, so how much money you're eventually saving. Now this has made sure that the women voters are continually glued to the Congress regime. Now after that, you have the Gruha Lakshmi scheme, with those who are at home, those who are not working out, those who are not going out, how would they have their bank accounts with the money? How would they make sure that their security is also looked upon? Now this 2,000 rupees is another booster for that. Close to 1.3 lakh crore people have, the 1.3 crore women have enrolled for this. So it surely gives you an idea that that these schemes have been popular for the Congress, and the Congress is surely going to milk out of it. And concentrating on women voters will make sure that at least if there are differences in the House, at least the woman is with the Congress workers.
Well, interesting statements coming in from your side as well, observations when it comes to this Rahul Karge Gruha Lakshmi scheme that we are in fact seeing. And of course, we are all still waiting for the scheme to be launched officially. There seems to be a big delay right now. 11:30 is what they said, it's 12:40 already. We're waiting for Rahul Gandhi as well as the other senior leaders to come. Indeed, we had G. Parmeshwar already inside the enclosure, and he did speak with the Congress leaders who are present over there. Meanwhile, efforts are also being put across to say that the momentum is built, especially when it comes to 2024 elections. And of course, as my colleague Wajibullah was in fact saying, the women concentrated scheme seems to have been in fact paying off for the current government as well. These schemes are part of the 5 guarantee schemes that was in fact introduced by the Karnataka Congress, especially ahead of the elections. And interestingly enough, my colleague Wajibullah also pointed out to the factor that when it comes to the kind of election fighting that was seen, the Congress units across the country have been told as to how the Karnataka Congress in fact recently fought the assembly elections as well. So a big kind of a change within the Karnataka Congress unit, as we in fact see. These are in fact live visuals coming in from that stage where the Gruha Lakshmi program is taking place. It's happening in Mysuru, and top leadership of the Congress is expected to arrive. Rahul Gandhi has already arrived in Mysuru. He'll be arriving at the location as now. That is in fact Sadhu Kukila, who is cinematic personality as well, who joins in with the programmers as well, and addressing the crowd. So it's a big program that has been planned by the Congress to a large extent. And of course, we have been discussing about how this program could be something that could have been in fact rolled out for the election purposes as such, but then we can see how it is in fact turning out to be a popular program for many, especially the free bus ride, as my colleague was saying, had turned out to be quite popular with that scheme in fact being taken up by a lot of women. And at the same time, this is the second women-centric scheme that we are seeing being implemented in Karnataka. Of course, it's not that they didn't run into trouble. Vaji, in fact, they did run into trouble when it came to the rice scheme that they were trying to in fact put across, especially for BPL card holders, 10 kgs of free rice, but then they had to say that they will transfer the money because the FCI was not ready to go ahead. Initially they gave the permission, then they withdrew it, but then the controversy surrounding it still holding. They had to in fact go ahead and modify their scheme as money being transferred, direct subsidy being given. Mean at the same time also the issue about the electricity bills. In fact, I have my friends saying when I said that this program is going to happen on air, some of them in fact raised a question about what happened to the electricity bill. They said 200 units for those households will be free, but then many of them saying that at the end of it, what happened is that they increased the price of the units, and the benefit doesn't trickle in to a large extent. The kind of altering that has done, a lot of people in fact raising issue with that 200 units of power being given free kind of scheme.
Well, yes, Varghese, there was a twist in the 200 unit scheme where it said that an average would be taken of your year's unit spend, and on that basis, 200 units would be given free, and a 10% would be increased at the end of the year. And mind you, before even implementing these schemes, before the government withdrew, the previous government had already hiked the prices of electricity per unit by 4 to 5 rupees. Well, this also added a little bit of benefit for the present regime when they were pronouncing a free of 200 units. But on the whole, if you see, close to 1 lakh people have still benefited out of this scheme too, where they've said that they've got zero bills with regards to this month at least. So it gives you an idea that though the implementation had their hurdles in the initial stages, at the overall level, people have people have benefited out of it, and people have accepted the fact that there are a few different ways in which the government is implementing their schemes. But this electricity scheme is completely different from what we see in Delhi. In Delhi, whoever you are, whatever household is 200 units is free without any other specifications. But here in Karnataka, there are a few specifications for that. And if you look into the other welfare schemes that you were talking about, the rice scheme, the Anna Bhagya scheme, yes, it is not a new scheme that the Congress had done. This scheme also prevailed in the previous regime also, where you had seen that the BJP government had guaranteed the 7 kgs of rice for the people, and then it was later reduced to 5 kgs. But when the Congress came into power, it said that it would be about 10 kgs of Anna Bhagya scheme, 10 kgs to the public, and that also turned out to be a benefit. In the initial stage, yes, they had a problem because they were not able to procure the rice from the CCI, and they had blamed that the central government is trying to create hurdles in implementing these guarantees, but they would still go ahead with the guarantees and make sure that the people are given that amount of money to buy that much rice. So close to 200 kg, 200 rupees was, 170 to 200 rupees was deposited in the bank accounts of the people so that they could buy rice for the Anna Bhagya scheme. Yes, the schemes have had hurdles. Even if you look into the bus ride scheme, in the initial stages, there were a lot of hindrances with that also. There were a lot of bus crowding that had happened. There was no clarity. There were a lot of fightings with the conductor because people had to show their Aadhaar card. And if you see places like Bangalore and the surrounding cities have a lot of migrant population. So these migrant population also expected that They would also get free rides but it was later clarified that should have a Karnataka Aadhaar card to get these benefits. Though whatever schemes that the Congress has come out with have had hindrances, they may have future complications. Also, keeping in mind the exchequer and the budgetary allocation, which we've already discussed in length. Hurdles are there, but how the Congress is going ahead with it, they are showing a very strong front. They are showing a very confident front. Surely may give shivers to a lot of people on how they are going to make sure that the budget allocation and the expenditures are also kept in check before anything goes downhill.
Well, if we in fact see the manner in which we are talking about the budgetary allocations, of course, we've been talking about how they have to look for various sources of revenue. But the thing is that right now the Congress seems to have been successful in keeping things big. They have been concentrating on their areas, especially this time they did make a lot in the Mysuru Karnataka region. They have been able to wrest a lot of seats from the JDS. The JDS, in fact, losing a lot of voters to the Congress on that front when it came. And looks like they are trying to, in fact, perch themselves and ensuring that that bloc that has come towards the Congress is not left high and dry. And therefore, you see a lot of programs also being associated with the Mysuru region, interestingly enough. And of course, these are visuals coming in from the location in Mysuru, where the Gruha Lakshmi scheme is to launch. It is being said that this scheme would help in providing rupees 32,000 crores when it comes to the exchequer to be given to them, and therefore it looks like on the ground, a galaxy of the leaders from the Congress. You have the big cutouts of Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, Deputy Chief Minister, as well as the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, as well as Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar being placed. And of course, the overarching theme has been about both of them holding their hands and smiling at the crowds. This is what many people say is that the Congress wants to also show that it is united when it comes to the situation in Karnataka. There have been speculations saying that Siddaramaiah and D.K. Shivakumar have been having disagreements with. Many of them saying that this is also affecting government functioning, but again, an attempt to dispel all those aspects as well. These are visuals coming in from that region. We are still waiting the official launch to take place. We were expecting Rahul Gandhi as well as Mallikarjun Kharge and the Chief Minister Siddaramaiah and Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar to be arriving at the venue soon. We will in fact be getting you those details as well. My colleague Wajula, who has been in fact constantly following with regard to the happenings in Mysuru, and at the same time looking at the political aspect of the rolling out of these schemes and how it has been one of those efforts on the part of the Congress to also keep the momentum up to 2024. I was asking him whether they were in some kind of an election mode, both the parties, and it seems that the Congress is still planning out the rollout of several of its schemes, and programs and events are being organized as well for that rollout as well. This is the big event that was planned in Mysuru for the rollout of the Gruha Lakshmi scheme, and its launch. Rahul and Kharge in Karnataka for the scheme's launch is what we understand. We did see some visuals of Rahul Gandhi arriving at the Mysuru airport and being received by D.K. Shivakumar as well as other Congress leaders, senior Congress leaders of Karnataka. He's expected to attend this event where he would be going ahead and launching this scheme completely, and therefore right now all eyes on that Mysuru stage where the scheme is to be launched soon. 32,000 crores is what they are saying will be the expenditure on this particular scheme, and already 1.33 crore. So we will be giving you continuously. It will be there on our live streams. You can keep looking at, and on News9's live streams you'll be able to catch up the entire aspect of it on the live streams. With that, it is a wrap on this side of the show. You can continue watching News9, and we will be getting you the latest what is happening on the other news that is happening across the country. Well, when it comes to Karnataka, we're still waiting for the Gruha Lakshmi scheme launch, but again on the other side, we will be giving you stories about the Aditya L1, which is said to be one of the biggest challenges that ISRO has taken after the Chandrayaan when it comes to studying the chronosphere of the sun. That is on the other side. In Mysuru, accompanied by Siddaramaiah, we have AICC Chief Kharge as well, along with Rahul Gandhi, G. Parameshwara also joining in, Home Minister also joining in. We have Siddaramaiah in fact escorting Rahul Gandhi towards the podium. In Lakshmi Hebalkar, Minister for Child and Women Welfare, who is in fact looking after the event as well, who's on the stage. All of them waiting for Rahul Gandhi's arrival on that stage, and yes, he's been escorted. He'll be on that stage any moment, and this is said to be one of the biggest flagship programs and schemes that the Karnataka Congress government has been planning to launch. And we have Lakshmi Hebalkar also waiting at this stage, the Minister for Child and Women Welfare, who's on the stage as well, accompanied by various senior leaders. Rahul Gandhi is making his way towards the stage. We have the senior Congress leaders already taking up their positions on the stage. Rahul Gandhi accompanied by Siddaramaiah as well as AICC Chief and G. Parameshwara who are coming onto the stage right now.
ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹಲವು ಅತಿಥಿ ಗಣ್ಯರು ವೇದಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಹನೀಯರ ಆಗಮನದ ಬಳಿಕ ಸಮಾರಂಭದ ಶುಭಾರಂಭ.
ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ದಿ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಬಿಗಿನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವೇನು ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ನೀವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಈ ಕೌಂಟ್ ಡೌನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿ ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ 5, 4 The countdown has begun, ladies and gentlemen, ಮಾನ್ಯರೇ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರೇ. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಕೆಲವೇ ಕ್ಷಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಶ್ರೀ ರಾಹುಲ್ ಗಾಂಧಿ ಅವರು, ಶ್ರೀ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮಯ್ಯನವರು, ಶ್ರೀ ಡಿ.ಕೆ. ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯಾತಿ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಆಗಮಿಸುವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
ವೇದಿಕೆಯಿಂದ ಕಣ್ಣು ಹಾಯಿಸಿದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತಿರುವುದು ಜನಸಾಗರ ಎಂಬುದು ಖಂಡಿತ ಅತಿಶಯೋಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲ.
He thought he could outlast us. And 1 year later, the evidence is right here in this room.